Hey guys, welcome back to Consistent Code. So today's problem of the day is smallest subset with greater sum. So the problem is you are given an array ARR of size n containing non-negative integers. That means all the integers should be positive, and we need to choose the minimum number of elements such that their sum should be greater than the sum of the rest of the elements. For example, let us consider this case when we have n equals to 4 and this is my array. So in this, I need to choose the minimum number of elements such that their sum is greater than the rest of the elements. So if I only choose 17, then I can see that the sum of rest of the elements will be 7 plus 3 plus 2, that is 12. And if I only choose 17, then 17 is greater than 12, hence my answer is 17. Or sorry, my answer is only one element, so output is 1. Similarly, we can consider this example. In this example, what we have done, we are again having four elements and we need to choose the minimum elements. So in this example, if you will check out their sample explanation, they are choosing two elements. The output 2 is correct, and they are choosing 12 and 18 from this because the sum of 12 and 18 is 30, and the sum of the rest of the elements, that is 20 and 4, is 24. Hence the answer 2 is correct. But it's not like you need to choose only 12 and 18. You can also choose 20 and 18, then also your answer is 2, and 20 plus 18 will obviously be greater than 12 and 4. So from this, what intuition do you get? That we need to choose the maximum elements first. So intuition will be to choose the maximum elements from the array first. Only then we have chances that our sum will be greater than the rest of the elements. So how to know? So we want the greater element. So let us first sort the given array. So now that we have sorted the array, we need to choose the the elements from the last. So suppose I'm having this array 20, 12, 18, and 4. So after sorting, this was this array before. Now after sorting, this array will be like 4, then 12, then 18, and then 20, which means the greatest elements are on the right. So first I will see that if I will choose 20, then is my sum, then the sum of chosen elements will be 20 because I've only chosen 20, and the sum of these three elements will be 18 plus 12 plus 4, and that means that is 34, and here I have 20. So is 20 greater than 34? We will say that no. So we will choose the next greater element then. So what will be the next greater element? So the next greater element will be if I choose both of them 20 and 18. So then my sum will be 4 plus 8, which is equals to 12. And is this, and my chosen elements are 18 plus 20. So that is 28, 18, 38. So this becomes true. Hence this will be my answer. So I need to choose only two elements. So one option is that I can keep start a for loop and then pick this element, then take another for loop and sum these elements. And then if it is not valid, then I again choose two elements, then I again run a for loop and sum of these elements. I take some of these elements. But in this I will get time limit CTL. Why? because I can optimize this approach. So efficient approach would be to use prefix and suffix arrays. In this case, my time complexity was big O of n square. But if I use prefix and suffix arrays, my time complexity will become big O of n. So we will be using this efficient approach. So how to do that? We will just create two arrays, the prefix and suffix arrays. So let me call them prefix, and the size will be n, and suffix, and the size will be n. So to fill the prefix array, I can say that the prefix array 0 will be equals to arrays 0, and I can fill this prefix array. So I can say the prefix array of I will be equals to the previous prefix array element plus the current element. Similarly, I can fill the suffix array. I can say the last elements will be equals to the arr n minus 1, and then I can fill the rest of the suffix array. And this will be the required code, that suffix of I will be equals to suffix of I plus 1 plus the current element of the array. So now that I have both prefix and suffix arrays, now all I need to do is, and suppose this was the case, so in this array I can just choose this element. That means I can just fix two pointers. Suppose I'm picking this, I'm dividing the array into two partitions. So I'm choosing 20 and the second partition is this. Now if the sum of first partition is less than second partition, my answer will become the length of second partition. So 20 is not my answer, because 20 is less than the sum of this partition. So I will, in the next iteration, I will consider sum of this partition from my suffix array and the sum of this partition from my prefix array. And in this case, I will get the sum of right partition greater than left partition, and hence the length of right partition will be my answer. So I can simply code like for int I equals to n minus 1, because I have to choose from the greatest element. So I will begin from the end of the array, and I greater equals to 0 and I minus minus. And now I just need to do one thing, that if the suffix array, and one more thing before sorting, that if my array length is only 1, then my answer will always be 1. And now, so if I choose the sum of second party right partition is greater than the sum of left partition, then that means that my length will become n minus I. For example, if this is I is equals to 3 here, so this was index 0, this was 1, this was 2, and this was 3. So if I'm getting correct at this position, then n minus 3 was my answer, that is 1. So n minus I becomes my answer. So I can say return and minus I as my answer. Otherwise, will be simply moving to the leftmost part. That is, we'll be choosing the next element from here. So let me try compile and running the code. And so it's giving me the correct answer for the given test case. Now let me just run on two cases. Like suppose if there is only one element, so let me confirm that our assumption is correct for one element. So yes, that is correct. And now let's consider this sample test case: 4, then 20, then 12, then 18, and then 4. So let's check for this also. So we are getting the correct output. So now let's submit the code. And we are getting wrong answer for this particular test case. Okay, so we should try actually this prefix and suffix array should be storing the sum of the elements, and my ARRI can be till 10 to the power 9. So maybe integer we may be getting out of the limits of integer size. So we should take the size as long, and I believe now it should work. So let's try submitting this again. And we have solved the problem successfully. So if you like the explanation, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow.